Again, I'd like to thank everybody, Chris, and for putting all this together. This is an outstanding event. I am Kelly Rowe, and I am your current Lubbock County Sheriff. Now, standing up here behind the mic in the position of Sheriff, the first thing that comes to mind is I know there's a whole lot of people in this room, because I hear it a lot, that are probably expecting me to belt off into some song, but that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, the only thing I can say that I bring along those lines is an imposing stature, but in terms of the singing voice, everyone is quite safe that they won't have to endure that from me. As Sheriff, I say I've had the wonderful opportunity to have been with this agency for a great number of years now. And looking at the key issues that are out there, and some of which have been talked about already this evening, obviously we've got that large jail project going on out there, and I've been on that project since the ground floor up, from needs assessment to design, right up through final approval of those designs, construction, and ultimately getting into the transition process. And what's key about that is yes, that project is delayed. Yes, nobody more than myself wants that project to come to a successful completion, but it's going to, and we're going to bring it in like it needs to be. Absolutely 100% correct. Anybody that's been around the regulatory agencies involved with that know that that building has to be at 100% before we can move any staff or inmates into it. That's where it's going to be. As for me, to you all as Sheriff, all I can say is that the Sheriff's Office is ready. Once we have those keys, we are ready to move. We're getting all of the final things in place that we need to have to see to a successful and safe transition into that building, and that's what's really important, because it is so dynamically different. Other things we've got going on, and again, things that I've seen and bring, it's always important to remember that Lubbock is a growing community. We have a lot of different things going on, but that Sheriff's Office has now grown to a size of almost 500 employees, and has an annual operating budget of just at $30 million. That means there's a lot of different things going on, and yes, we talk a lot about the jail and those things that are going on with that, and obviously the long-lasting operations that will come with that, but we've got other things happening too. We've got a very growing community outside of the city limits, within the unincorporated areas, even some of the smaller incorporated cities, and we've got to really take some hard looks and see what we need to do to make sure we're maximizing our resources and having the proper law enforcement needs taken care of out in that community. And that's one thing that as we're moving through and this jail is coming to a completion, that we're going to take a long-lasting focus on until we get those needs where they need to be. Finally, the last thing is we want to make sure that that jail doesn't become a long-time burden for this community, and that means taking a good hard look at our inmate population management, what we're actually housing out there, so that I don't have to stand in front of you at some point in the future and say, I'm sorry, but it's time to grow that thing again, and there's going to be a substantial price tag involved in doing that. We want to look and see what we've got in custody, what we're holding. We want to make sure that the citizens of Lubbock County are safe from those that they need to truly be protected from, and identify the rest of that population and do other things to make sure we manage that in a way that we keep those tax dollars where they need to be. Again, I'm Kelly Rowe. I am your Sheriff. I appreciate all your support, and again want to thank everybody for putting on a really, really nice event tonight. Thank you.